So as usual, I'm about 20 years late to my predictions video, but it's fine because we're here, right now, and we're going to do our predictions like most of the time on the day of the fight. So let's get straight into it. Let's not waste any time, shall we? And so first fight of the night is Balaji Oki versus Chris Duncan. Balaji Oki is a 9-1 fighter from Belgium. He is on a massive win streak. Basically, he's on a 9-fight win streak. He lost his first fight, but ever since he's won all the other fights. He fought earlier this year in February and he won by split decision. Okay, that's interesting. If we look at Chris Duncan, he's 11-2. He did lose his last fight via submission. But before that, he went on a 4-fight win streak. So that's interesting. 65% of his wins coming by way of knockout. It's clear he's got some pretty good knockout power. Balaji Oki, you know, this is hard to pick, innit? But I think for this one, I'm probably going to go with Chris Duncan to win this by knockout maybe, or maybe just by decision. Next fight we have is Nora Cornol. You have to do with the French accent. You get me? Cornol versus Jacqueline Cavalcanti. Okay. Nora Cornol is 8-1. She is on a massive win streak again. 8-fight win streak. She won her last fight by TK. Okay, that's interesting. Jacqueline Cavalcanti, 7-1. She's also on quite a good win streak here. I'm gonna just keep this short in it. I think yeah, I'll go with Nora Cornol to win this fight. Next fight we got on our hands is Daniel Barez versus Victor Altamirano. Okay, so Daniel Barez is a 16-6 record. He lost his last fight via submission. Interesting. And that was over a year ago since he last fought within the UFC. Victor Altamirano, he's on a 2-fight losing streak. He lost to Felipe Dos Santos and Tim Elliott. This is the flyweight division, right? Yeah, this is the flyweight division. You know, Daniel Barez, he's 35, so he's kind of old. He hasn't fought in over a year. He's probably rusty. Victor Altamirano, even though he's on a 2-fight losing streak, he did fight not too long ago. I'm probably gonna go with Victor Altamirano to win this fight. And then the next fight, Ailin Perez versus Daria Selesnyakova, bro. Oh my days, bro. We already talked about Selesnyakova on this channel before. Never talked about Ailin Perez. All I can say is ain't no post-fight interview like an Ailin Perez post-fight interview. Look, Ailin Perez 10-2. Let's just talk about the fight, right? Let's ignore all other aspects of this character. Anyway, listen, Ailin Perez, 10-2? Yeah, 10-2 record. She's on a 3-fight win streak. Intéressant. If we look at Daria Selesnyakova, the Iron Lady, okay, 2-fight win streak. Okay, interesting. So she's on 2-fight win streak as well. I think I'm gonna just go with Ailin Perez to win this. I've never really watched either of them fight, but I'm sure many people are hoping that she wins. Just next fight, man. Next fight, Taylor Lapilus versus Vince Morales. Lapilus, that is some hard surname. Anyway, listen, Taylor Lapilus, 20-4 record within the bantamweight division. He won his last fight, but he lost the fight before that to Farid Basharat. If we look at Vince Morales, 16 wins, 7 losses. Wait, why on the UFC website it says 11 wins and 7 losses, but anyway, he's on a nice little win streak. He's on a 5-fight win streak, 4 of those coming by way of stoppage. Okay, that's interesting. But he has never fought within the UFC. I think I'm gonna go with Vince Morales to win this fight. Next fight we have is Ludovic Klein versus Roosevelt Roberts. Bro, who names their son Roosevelt, bro? Like, that is some goofy name. Anyway, sorry to anyone that's out there called Roosevelt. First fighter is Ludovic Klein. Mr. Highlight is his nickname, apparently. He drew against Jai Herbert. He hasn't lost since 2021 though. That's interesting. If we look at Roosevelt Roberts, okay, he used to be a dreadhead, it seems. He lost his last fight to Mateus Rebecki at UFC 295. Interesting. 295 was a long time ago. That was like almost a year ago. And he lost via armbar. He also lost to Ignacio Bajo Mendez via KO. Okay, interesting. To be honest, I'm probably just going to go with Ludovic Klein to get this done, just because, he's got some nice momentum. He only fought a few months ago in June. He hasn't lost in a few years. So yeah, I'm going to go for Mr. Highlight to win this one, Ludovic Klein. And so the next fight we have is Umar Sai versus Dawoon Jung. And I think this is our first undefeated fighter that we have in Umar Sai. He's 28 years old, obviously undefeated, from France. He's only had one fight within the UFC, which was May 2024, so a few months ago. If we look at Dawoon Jung, he has got 15 wins, 5 losses, and he is on a 3-fight losing streak. That's interesting. Okay, so he lost to Carlos Ulberg in his last fight, which was over a year ago. I think it's clear who I'm going to pick here. Umar Sai, without a doubt. So yeah, next fight. We have Ion Cutelaba versus Ivan Erslan. Ion Cutelaba, 17-10. I don't know. He's just a bit of an NPC within the light heavyweight division, to be honest. Obviously, his nickname is The Hulk. He's a bit weird, painting himself green and all that. But anyway, he wins 1 fight, then loses 2, then wins 1, then loses 3. Notably, though, he has actually won against Khalil Rountree, which is interesting. Obviously, we all know that Khalil Rountree's getting the next title shot. So, but yeah, I mean, he's lost to everyone else. He lost to Magomed Ankalaev twice, knocked out. He lost to Ryan Spann. He lost to Johnny Walker. He's literally won against no one apart from Khalil Rountree. He also lost to Glover Teixeira. So that's interesting. He fought a few months ago at the UFC 299. If we look at Ivan Erslan, he doesn't even have a flipping picture on the UFC website. Surely this is his debut within the UFC. But yeah, if we look at his record, he's 14 wins, 3 losses. He won his last fight via KO. He's the same as Ion as well, bro. He wins 1, loses 1. But he's never fought within the UFC, obviously. He's got some good knockout power, though. I think I will go with Ivan Erslan to win this one by knockout. Alright, next fight. I need to start going through these kind of quickly now. Fares Ziam versus Matt Frevola. Fares Ziam looks pretty good recently. Got 3-fight win streak. If we look at Matt Frevola, he kind of looks like Canelo still. But anyway, he lost his last fight via head kick to Benoit Saint Denis, who of course we know is in the main event. But yeah, I mean, Fravola's got some crazy knockout. He had some crazy knockout like streak before. Obviously, he lost his last fight. I think I'm gonna go with Matt Frevola to win this fight. Next fight we have is Morgan Charrier versus Gabriel Miranda. Morgan Charrier is 19 wins, 10 losses. He lost his last fight via split decision, but he did go on a nice little win streak before that. I think he's a very skilled fighter. If you look at Gabriel Miranda, he's 17-6. He won his last fight at UFC 293, so over a year ago was his last fight. So he might be a bit rusty, but you know what? I think I'm gonna go with Morgan Charrier to win this fight. I think he's a very skilled fighter. So yeah. Next fight, Kevin Doucette versus Brian Battle. Kevin Doucette, 10 wins, 2 losses. He's on a nice little win streak. He beat Kenan Song at the end of last year, so he hasn't fought in quite a while. But if we look at Brian Battle, I swear this guy kind of looks like Jaden Smith. Am I bugging? Anyway, yeah, Brian Battle, the Butcher. He fought a few months ago, no contest. But I think, I'm gonna go with Brian Battle to win this one via KO. And now we have these last 3 fights. These last 3 fights are very interesting. But first up, we have William Gomez versus Joanderson Brito. William Gomez is 13-2. He's on a very long win streak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 or 11 fight win streak. He hasn't fought in over a year though. That's interesting. He last fought at the Gane versus Spivak fight night, so that's interesting. If we look at Jonathan Brito, Tubarão, that's his nickname. He is also on a nice little win streak, five fight win streak, including people like Jack Shaw, Andre Philly. So that's cool. This is within the featherweight division, of course. They're both very talented. They're both pretty young, I guess, 27 and 29. But I think William Gomez will be able to extend his win streak by beating Joannis Brito. So yeah, I've got William Gomez winning this fight. Anyway, the co-main event now we have is Nassourdine Imamov versus Brendan Allen. Bro, I cannot believe this is on the co-main event. This should be the main event for some dead fight night. Anyway, Nassourdine Imamov, of course, we all know a few months ago, he beat Jared Cannonier via TKO. It was a bit of a crazy stoppage, very early stoppage, but I mean, a win is a win, innit? He was still winning that fight. If we look at Brendan Allen's record, 24 wins, 5 losses. He hasn't fought he fought a few months ago against Chris Curtis, but he only won via split decision. However, we all know that his trademark submission is the rear naked choke. He's got so many submissions by rear naked choke. So, we'll see what happens. I do think Nassourdine Imamov will be able to get the win here, just because, he's a very good striker. He's very well-rounded. And he's won a few fights now. He won against Jared Cannonier. He won against Roman Dolidze. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Nassourdine Imamov. If Brendan Allen can lock in a rear naked choke, then maybe he would win. But I don't know if he'll be able to set that up. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Nassourdine Imamov to win this via decision. And finally, we have the main event: Renato Moicano Carneiro taking on Benoit Saint-Denis. Yeah. So if we look at Renato Moicano, we know he last fought at UFC 300 and got that crazy win over Jalen Turner. I don't know what that fight was about. Jalen Turner was on some different thing. I don't know. He flipping knocked him down and then he started walking off as if he knocked him out. And then obviously Renato Moicano came back in the second round and TKO'd Jalen Turner. So that was interesting. Benoit Saint-Denis, we all know he lost his last fight against Dustin Poirier at UFC 299, was it? I think it was 299. So yeah, he obviously lost his last fight, but he went on a nice little win streak before that. He's beaten Matt Favola, Thiago Moises, Ismail Bonfim, some other people as well. Renato Moicano, he's quite well tested within his division. He's fought a lot of people. He fought RDA, he fought Jai Herber, Rafael Faziev, he fought the Korean Zombie, Jose Aldo, Calvin Keita, Brian Ortega. He's fought so many people. He's pretty good at getting submissions as well, good at latching up the submissions. I don't know, this is a hard one to pick. I think even though I want Moicano to win this, I think I am going to have to go with Benoit Saint-Denis to win this fight, just because he's very well-rounded. He can knock people out, he can submit people, and apart from the Dustin Poirier fight, he was finishing everyone, so pause on that one. But yeah, I'm going to go with Benoit Saint-Denis to win this fight via maybe submission or maybe KO. I think he will be able to get the stoppage here. So yeah, I'm going to go with Benoit Saint-Denis to win this fight. So there it is, my Benoit Saint-Denis versus Renato Moicano fight night predictions. All of the fights there done for you guys. Let's see how I do. Up to this date, my best predictions video was the UFC 306 one, where I went 7-3. I know I didn't really make a video analyzing the event, but my predictions went 7-3. So hopefully we can get better than that today. Because literally the fight night is happening tonight, so we will see. You guys let me know in the comment section down below who you guys have got picked for this fight night, and I'll see you guys next time.